Yes, this is a message from northern Nigeria. I'm reading this from Shehu Ghazali Sadiq. He says that the rate of conversion of Muslims to Christianity in Nigeria is unprecedented right now. That is why some unfortunate Islamic cleric is asking for the execution of people who leave Islam. Constitutionally, there's freedom of worship in Nigeria. Don't listen to the evil clerics. The rate of conversion of Muslims to Christians in Nigeria is unprecedented. So a particular cleric, Islamic cleric, came out the other day and said that anyone who leaves Islam should be executed. Anyone who leaves Islam should be executed. This one did not come from me. This is from a northerner. His name is Shehu Ghazali Sadiq. Now, when this cleric or religious leader made this statement from the north, we have a constitution. We claim to be a law-abiding society, a country that has laws. The DSS, the police, security apparatus, they are watching this guy threatening the death of people who live a certain religion, asking people to kill, directing people to go and kill. If you leave Islam to Christianity or to other religions, you should be killed. We are here. Security agencies are here that is supposed to protect the people. Like what this man said, he said there's freedom of worship in Nigeria. The constitution provides that you can leave a particular religion to another religion. So somebody is now coming out as a religious cleric, coming out to say that if you leave this religion to another religion, they should kill that person. And we have the security apparatus watching. When some people call Nigeria a certain name or call the country a lawless society, you come and start saying that this guy is this or that. These are some of the indices, some of the things that we have seen over the years. That's why people are saying Nigeria cannot be one. I will repeat it and repeat it over and over again. The death of Deborah is seen by so many northerners, especially the Islamic fundamentalists, the Fulani Islamic fundamentalists, as just. But the killings of the Hausas, they don't see it as just, they see it as injustice. These are the same scenario. One is using religion under the guise of religion, using it to unalive people, take people's farmlands, dominate people. A particular people are using religion to pretend, hide under religion, to take the lives of people, take people's farmland, and destroy the fortunes of people. Which pastor will come out and make such statement that you see the DSS, the ES, security apparatus by the northern Nigeria will start tagging security left, right, center. This man is calling for the killings of Muslims, killings of northerners. But this particular cleric came out boldly and said that if you leave Islam, you should be killed. We have pastors in Nigeria, none of them are saying anything. None of them are even, do you know what it means to defend the faith? As a pastor, you are responsible. Today is Sunday, we are talking about church or religion generally. As a pastor, we are responsible for the physical well-being, spiritual well-being, and psychological well-being of our members. Physical, it is not only spiritual. Small thing, you say pray. There are some physical actions we need to take as a people so that we cannot be taken for granted. If it is a pastor or a notable man of God that comes out to make this statement, you see these same Muslim fanatics that justify the killing of Deborah and say the killing of those northerners is injustice will start calling for the head of that pastor. Many a times, people have threatened to kill this and that. Let Christians from southern Nigeria come and threaten to kill other people. You will see the outrage. This is a country that have law. This is a country that they say there is law and order. Somebody in Nnamdi Kanu is calling the country a zoo, and you're angry with that. You're angry that this guy is calling the country a zoo, but this man is coming out to say, if you leave Islam, you should be killed. Killings upon killings going on in northern Nigeria. Christians are being attacked. Most of them do not make the headline. The national newspaper don't carry most of these killings. On the ground, people are going daily. attacks upon attacks, Boko Haram and all the likes of the agenda is still moving. But yet, we have our pastors, they are in the West. They think that all is well. Like it's not affecting them. They are not feeling the pains of their brothers. You see, when you talk about having a position, if God puts you in a position, you are responsible for, just like a shepherd that have sheep. You see, there's a song. Jesus left 99 of his sheep and went to look for that lost one. 99 of the sheep, he had 100 sheep. 99, one went astray. I said, as a pastor, you are responsible for the physical, spiritual, and psychological well-being of your members. Physical attacks on Christians in northern Nigeria. Some people who have elevated themselves as influential men of God in this country. We are not hearing statements. We are not seeing actions. Nobody's interested. Everybody's interested in their own fold. Everybody's interested in their own fold. But the day we will stand before Jesus Christ, or we'll stand as a Christian, please, if you're not a Christian, according to the belief of the Christians, the day you stand before God, they ask you, your brother, were you your brother's keeper? These are the questions. We think it's just selfish. No. A Christian has to look after one another. So, I'm calling on the government to do the needful, or else we'll see Nigeria the way it is. Now, I want to talk about another thing that has to do with Islam. A Muslim came out and called out most of these clerics in northern Nigeria. He asked the question, what real benefit has Sharia brought to the north? What real benefit has Sharia brought to northern Nigeria? He asked this question, and I sat down and I looked at it. And I understood, and I came to a conclusion that, see, the mindset, the orientation will help you understand how to answer this question. An average northerner, his orientation would not be able to grasp the reason why this Muslim, his name is Malik, he says, be honest, what real benefit has Sharia brought to the north? What real benefit has Sharia brought to the north? We have politicians, we have leaders, we have the Sultan of Sokoto in Sokoto. As the Sultan, as the leader, religious leader of all Muslims in Nigeria, what has been his contribution to developing his own state, Sokoto, the place of the seat of the caliphate? Those places that are not as religious, in quote, as Sokoto state, are advancing in economy, in technology, in skills, are advancing, are moving from one development to another. But where the seat of the caliphate is, your presence, your wisdom, your guidance have not been able to develop that region. It is the same Sokoto, I believe, that Deborah was lynched. So what has been the benefit of Sharia? So let me look at reactions. Abubakar AM, I know why I'm calling these names. These are northerners. I don't know whether they are Muslims, but you know, Abubakar should be like a Muslim name. Let's assume that. He says, Sharia in the north was never about justice. It was a political tool. If Sharia law in the north was real, many of its architects would have lost their hands for stealing public funds by now. So what is the benefit of Sharia? Sharia is a tool to conquer, is a tool to control the crowd, is a political tool. That is what this guy is saying. Sharia is used to tame the poor people, the population, the northern population. You see, in the constitution we have provision of Sharia and we have the civil law. Now the politicians, the so-called northern politicians that use religion every 4 years, every election cycle, use religion to gain votes, don't want to be tried by the religion. Don't want to be tried by Sharia. So if they are going if they are going to court or whatever they are doing, if they are prosecuting them, they don't want to be prosecuted under Sharia that they used to come into power. So Sharia in the North is never about justice. It's never about this religion you are looking at. It's a political tool by the politicians and religious leaders alike. The other time they were shouting, Sai Buhari. Most leaders, religious leaders in the North, they don't want to know whether the Buhari himself, he has a pedigree. They don't care. They know that if this man, this religious leader say we go, that is why you see that guy is saying that if you leave Islam, is death. That is a way to control your mind. It's just like you joined a cult. You have no thinking. You have no decision of your own. You have nothing of your own. You cannot say otherwise. So when you join Islam, it's like you joined a cult. Because if you're living in a cult, it's almost death. It's a death penalty. It's like you're in a bondage and you're in a cage. Yes, that's what it is. So the religious leaders, they use them as tools. Use Sharia to put them in check. It's just like a Sharia is like, you know what Hizbah does? They implement Sharia now. They implement Sharia and they implement all the things that go with Sharia. That is what Hizbah does. So when we talk about what Sharia brings to the North, it brings nothing, no economic development. Look at state, look at Zamfara. The governor of Zamfara in a publication says he regretted bringing in Sharia. And since the politicians know that it is what they use to bring down the people, it is what they use to control the crowd, it is what they use to tame the people, they never care. They will never care to erase Sharia from northern Nigeria. They prefer that it will be there. They prefer that they go to mosques every Friday and they pray. Religious. Put the people under. If an imam says, let's go, everybody's going. If you say no, it is death. If you say no, it is you have gone against the leader. And it can be jungle justice. So people are afraid to die. So they use that death as a threat to you in Islam. Let me look at other reactions. He says, this one is uneducated and easy to control population, which can be easily nudged to vote in a particular direction for a particular candidate. So it brings on education. Sharia makes you don't think out of the box. It just categorizes you. It is what the imam, the religious leader, the way he thinks, he wants you to think. That is where you would think. Most religious leaders, I'm not saying all of them, some went to school, but they intentionally use that to suppress you. Most of them don't want you to have a liberal way of thinking. They want you to be under that guidance and that cage. Under that guidance and cage. Would any reasonable person tell you that if you are leaving my religion, I will kill you for it? Does it sound reasonable? It's a cage. They are caging you. So it is used to control the population so that they can be easily nudged to vote in a particular direction for a particular candidate. In the end, the elites are beneficiaries. This is another form of slave trade in northern Nigeria. Another form. The South have their own. You know, religion sometimes is the bane of development and is the bane of moving forward of any society. The religion we practice as blacks. Let's move on. It says, gone are the days when Christians and Muslims wine and dine together, live in same houses, celebrate Salah and Christmas together, until the introduction of Sharia law that brought nothing but disunity, hatred, killings of innocent people among the two religions. So what Sharia has brought, somebody says, to some extent, morality, take it or leave it. For if not for such laws in place, I know how fast my people can be to change when they are introduced into something. So let me look at what this guy is saying. He says that Sharia brings morality. I agree with you a bit about Sharia trying to bring morality. The problem about Sharia here is that those that implement it are using it as instruments for their personal agenda. Although most parts of Sharia, I don't agree with it. But other parts might bring morality. Morality might bring. But the people, the leaders, are using it deviously so that you can be put, oppressed and put under bondage. It is the elites and their children that go to school, that get government jobs. They are not bound by this Sharia. It is the poor people that are bound by the Sharia. You see, in Nigeria, if you see this elite, as you are seeing, maybe Nigeria divides today. Let's assume Nigeria divides today. We have northern Nigeria, Arewa. Let's assume Arewa. We have Biafra, we have Oduduwa. Do you think that this elite will want the country called Arewa to be governed by Sharia? These elites that carry prostitutes up and down, that drink alcohol, that do all sorts of rubbish in the Abuja lodge and whatever, you think that they really would want Sharia to govern them? These elites you are seeing. So don't deceive yourself. They are the ones that control your religious leaders. It's just a form of control. They tell your religious leaders they use money in dues and whatsoever. They use politics and manipulations, power to make them do their bidding. So they give your religious leaders, nothing concern them with you. If they want to play on your mind, they'll just come and start give you 50 naira, 100 naira, 20 naira. Come and take this, come and take that. That's what they will do. They don't care. But when they want to do the real thing, they will instruct your religious leaders to speak to you. And they know if your religious leaders speak, because you are bound by them, you do their biddings. They have not been able to use their power to develop northern Nigeria. They have not been able to use their power to better the lives of people in northern Nigeria. You see, under this Tinubu regime, the north, they are seeing hell. With all the natural resources the north has, with all the appointments, with all the opportunities they have in government, northerners are seeing hell. Their leaders have not been able to use their wealth to better the lives of their people. Richest men in Nigeria and in Africa, richest black men, 2 of them are northerners. How have the Dangote, go to Dangote's village, you see some people cannot afford basic amenities. The richest man, black man in Africa, go to his village. That is what we tell you that, see, we are not saying don't become a Muslim, but sometimes you understand that your eyes should be open to the truth. It's only the truth that can set you free. If your eyes is open to the truth can only set you free. I don't know whether this is true. The FCT police launched manhunt for Nuhu Ribadu's official vehicle stolen during Friday prayers. The National Security Advisor, according to this report, his vehicle was stolen during Friday prayers. And I'm asking this question: if the National Security Advisor of the country, who told us that Nigeria is relatively safe, secured, who went to, I think, Bokos and said these killings will stop. Remember, many after him have said the same thing. If he could be looking for his vehicle, if his official vehicle was reported stolen, then what is in it for you and I? What is in it? These people that are bringing out this thing, and how would you view Nigeria? You see Nigeria as a serious country? Some people were saying that the driver carried the car, went to buy something, you were looking for the driver. A National Security Advisor, you are giving an excuse that the driver went to buy something and carried the vehicle. You were looking for the driver. They were looking for the driver to the extent that they cannot call the driver. Let me read the report. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has launched an investigation after a black Toyota Hilux belonging to an official of the Office of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, was stolen in Abuja during Friday Jumat prayers. The vehicle was reportedly parked at 1:05 p.m. opposite the Abuja Municipal Area Council complex in Area 10, while the official vehicle, the official attended prayers at a nearby mosque. Upon returning, he discovered the vehicle had vanished. Security analyst Zagazola Makama shared details of the incident on his Twitter account, stating that the matter was quickly reported to the Garki Police Division. Around 2 p.m., police responded immediately. In reaction, the FCT Police Command activated a citywide stop and search operation across multiple checkpoints and all entry and exit points in Abuja. A police spokesperson confirmed the ongoing investigation and assured the public that every effort is being made to identify the suspect and recover the stolen vehicle. The command has since intensified a search to track down those responsible. This is a news we are having. You know what about Nigeria is that after this, we do as if nothing happened. Somebody who is said to be Gandola appointed chairman of a party, APC, and people are supporting that party. Tells you a lot about Nigerians. No integrity, no nothing. Nobody cares. Nobody is okay in this country again. After this, people just overlook. And they'll go about their business. Instead, they should be worried that their life is in danger. If something could happen, as reported to the National Security Advisor, if something like this could happen, then who are they? Who are they? Who are they? God help Nigeria.